The Enigmatic Echoes, a haunting journey through the heartland. It was the last days of October, and the autumn chill clung to the air as I embarked on a move from the gloomy outskirts of Salem to a desolate town in the heart of Nevada. Deciding to take a road trip to my new home, I hired a company to handle the shipment of my belongings and planned to stay at various stops along the way. With the journey spanning 30 hours, I divided it into 3 parts, allowing for nightly rests. My first pit stop was a remote corner of Nebraska, a place with little to offer but the solitude I sought. Scrolling through Airbnb, my eyes landed on a peculiar listing, a small, single-story dwelling with 2 bedrooms. Though I had no use for the extra space, the deal was too tempting to resist. Oddly, the photos only showcased 1 bedroom, a detail that struck me as strange. Nevertheless, I booked it for the following night and prepared for my journey. The following morning, with my car packed, I set forth on the desolate roads. I departed later than intended, leaving me to navigate the vast stretches of Nebraska in the dark. The monotony of the landscape was only interrupted by the occasional flicker of dim lights and abandoned structures. Arriving at the Airbnb after hours of driving, my enthusiasm waned as the exterior revealed itself to be far more weathered than the pictures had suggested. Reminding myself it was a temporary haven for the night, I carried a couple of bags to the front door. To my dismay, there was no key box, no lock, just a plain doorknob. Unease crept in, but with no alternatives, I entered. The interior surprised me. It was modest but well maintained. Yet, the first bedroom lacked a lock, prompting me to settle in the second, which mercifully had one. However, my sense of security was shattered when I noticed a small, ancient doorway in the room, about 3 feet tall and 2 feet wide. I tried to open it, but it was locked from the other side. The more I stared, the more the eerie feeling intensified. I dismissed it as a storage space, yet its presence cast a shadow over the room. Fatigue overtook me, and I began preparing for sleep. In the silent depths of the night, I awoke to a faint tapping near the edge of the bed. Groggy, I fumbled for my phone, illuminating the room with its flashlight. The tapping ceased, and an unsettling feeling settled in. The small, locked doorway seemed to emanate an otherworldly aura. Suddenly unnerved, I flipped on the lights, grabbed my belongings, and fled the house. In the darkness, I glimpsed what appeared to be a man lying behind the building. Panic propelled me down the road for half an hour until I reached a small town, where I parked at a grocery store to catch some sleep. Determined to unravel the mystery, I texted the Airbnb owner about the potential intruder. Strangely, my message was read minutes after sending, but the owner remained silent. The enigma of that haunted Nebraska night lingered, leaving me with unanswered questions and an unsettling sense of having narrowly escaped an unknown horror. As I drove further into the night, the desolate landscapes of Nebraska seemed to harbor more secrets, and the shadows of the past whispered tales of the macabre, intensifying the mystery that clung to that strange Airbnb, shrouding it in an eerie aura that echoed through the corridors of my mind. The small doorway, locked and enigmatic, became a symbol of the unexplored, an unsettling puzzle begging to be solved. Sleep eluded me as I ventured deeper into the heart of Nebraska, my thoughts consumed by the spectral echoes of that unsettling night. The miles stretched on, and the landscape morphed into a surreal tapestry of desolation. Abandoned structures loomed like ghostly sentinels in the moonlight, and the howling wind carried with it whispers of forgotten stories. As I pressed on, the road seemed to wind through time itself, each mile unraveling another layer of the enigma that clung to that peculiar Nebraska dwelling. With the dawn breaking, I found myself in a tiny town, its silent streets echoing the mysteries of the night. Seeking solace, I parked my car in a grocery store lot. But the shadows cast by flickering streetlights danced like phantoms, reminding me that the journey was far from over. Sleep remained elusive, haunted by the unanswered questions that lingered like specters in the corners of my consciousness. As the day unfolded, I couldn't shake the feeling that the Airbnb owner held the key to the puzzle. My messages had been read, yet silence prevailed. Determined to unearth the truth, I continued my journey, the road stretching endlessly before me. The small town's secrets seemed to have intertwined with my own, creating a tapestry of mystery that blurred the lines between reality and the supernatural. The hours passed, and Nebraska's vastness seemed to amplify the sense of isolation. The small doorway in that seemingly innocuous bedroom became a symbol of the unknown, a portal to a realm I couldn't comprehend. The landscape outside my window transformed into a haunting tableau, each mile etching a chapter in a tale of horror and uncertainty. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the barren land, I pressed on, the echoes of the tapping and the locked doorway reverberating in my mind. It was as if the very fabric of the night had etched its secrets into my consciousness, and the road ahead held the promise of revelations both chilling and profound. Nebraska, once a mere pit stop, now unfolded as a canvas of the macabre. The Airbnb's mysteries lingered, entwined with the haunting landscapes that stretched into the distance. The road ahead was a passage through the unknown, and with each passing mile, the enigma of that fateful night gained a spectral weight, pulling me deeper into its web of darkness and dread. Ephemeral shadows, unveiling the madness within. It was the midst of a chilling autumn when my boyfriend and I decided to visit my parents in Michigan for a brief stay. Wishing to maintain a degree of independence, we opted for an Airbnb, a quaint one-bedroom condo conveniently located about 15 minutes away from my parents' home. The allure of a modern interior, though a bit pricey, convinced us to book it. Little did we know, this decision would plunge us into an unsettling ordeal. The host, seemingly pleasant with positive ratings, responded to my concerns about negative comments regarding a peculiar neighbor. She dismissed the warnings, attributing the odd behavior to the neighbor's nosiness. Assured that the neighbor would be informed of our stay, we brushed aside the unsettling reviews and headed to Michigan. Upon our arrival, the day unfolded smoothly. We met the host, received the keys and access code, and settled into the chic Airbnb. Evening descended, and we ventured to my parents' house for dinner, where I found solace in a few drinks to endure my mother's company. By 10 p.m., we returned to our rented sanctuary. As we approached our apartment, unease gripped me. A small figure stood behind curtains in the window of the neighboring unit. Instinctively, I felt a shiver down my spine. The figure, an elderly woman with mangled hair and unsettling eyes, stared intently at us. Ignoring the discomfort, we proceeded to the entry door. To our surprise, the woman awaited us at the top of the stairs, her thin arms and legs contrasting her round frame. She said nothing, just stood there with her unnerving gaze. My boyfriend and I exchanged bewildered glances, ascending the stairs as she continued to silently observe us. We entered our apartment, relieved to escape her unsettling presence. The night remained uneventful until an abrupt and relentless banging at the front door shattered the silence. Startled, we discovered 3 gutted rats, one with its head intact, on the welcome mat. Perturbed, we decided to contact the host the next day. Struggling with sleep, I rose early to make coffee. Glancing out the kitchen window overlooking the parking lot, I spotted the neighbor fixated on our car. Without inspecting its contents, she stared intently. As our eyes met, she emitted a horrifying shriek, resembling a cry of agony. My boyfriend and I, startled, witnessed her banging her head on the car, screaming incomprehensible words. Recording for insurance and summoning the police, we observed as she lay on the ground upon their arrival. The host, apologetic and shocked, refunded our stay. Handcuffed and escorted away, the neighbor left us questioning the sanity of that eerie encounter. The host, unable to provide answers, apologized profusely. The incident remained a disturbing mystery, leaving us haunted by the chilling events that unfolded during our seemingly innocent Airbnb stay. The unforeseen horrors revealed a darkness lurking beneath the surface, a stark reminder to heed caution when interpreting reviews and to acknowledge the unpredictable terrors that may accompany a seemingly ordinary trip. In the days that followed, our apprehension lingered. The once charming Airbnb now held an ominous air, and we found ourselves questioning the nature of the neighbor's inexplicable outburst. Seeking answers, we revisited the reviews, poring over the seemingly innocuous warnings that we had initially brushed aside. The neighbor's erratic behavior continued to haunt our thoughts, prompting us to delve deeper into the unsettling events. Late one evening, as the shadows of the night cast an eerie glow over the neighborhood, my boyfriend and I decided to return to the scene of the bizarre incident. As we approached the Airbnb, an uneasy silence hung in the air. The once appealing condo now bore a sense of foreboding. We ascended the stairs cautiously, half expecting the mysterious neighbor to reappear. The memory of her frown and piercing gaze lingered, leaving an indelible mark on our minds. Upon reaching the entry door, we hesitated. The encounter with the gutted rats flashed vividly in our minds, and a sense of dread washed over us. Steeling ourselves, we entered the condo, only to find that an inexplicable chill pervaded the air. It was as if the very walls held the echoes of the neighbor's shrieks. Unable to shake the feeling of being watched, we decided to sift through the belongings left behind by the departed neighbor. In the midst of our search, we stumbled upon a collection of weathered journals tucked away in a dusty corner. Intrigued and slightly apprehensive, we began to leaf through the pages. The journals chronicled the neighbor's descent into madness, revealing a gradual unraveling of sanity and a fixation on a perceived threat from unsuspecting neighbors. Cryptic drawings adorned the pages, depicting unsettling visions that mirrored the neighbor's frenzied state of mind. As we delved deeper into the journals, a chilling realization set in. The neighbor's outburst was not an isolated incident but a manifestation of a deeply disturbed psyche. The once quaint condo now stood as a silent witness to the neighbor's unraveling sanity, each page of the journals unveiling a new layer of the unsettling narrative. Haunted by the revelations, we felt compelled to share our findings with the authorities. The police reopened the investigation, delving into the neighbor's troubled history. What began as a seemingly routine Airbnb stay had morphed into a nightmarish ordeal, leaving us grappling with the disturbing truth that some secrets are best left undiscovered. In the aftermath, the condo became a vacant relic, shrouded in the lingering echoes of a tormented soul. The neighborhood, once a backdrop to familial visits, now bore the weight of an unsettling chapter etched in the annals of its history. The incident served as a cautionary tale, a reminder that beneath the veneer of ordinary existence, the extraordinary and the horrifying may lurk, waiting to be unearthed. Enigmatic shadows, the haunting echoes of an Airbnb encounter. A chilling tale unfolded a few years ago, as my friends and I basked in the euphoria of completing our sophomore year of college. Eager to revel in the newfound freedom of summer break, we decided to embark on an extravagant celebration. With meager savings from part-time jobs near the campus, we envisioned a grand adventure to kick off the season, a trip to the captivating city of Las Vegas. None of us had set foot there before, and the anticipation fueled our excitement. Initially, we navigated the options of city hotels, hoping to secure a spacious yet budget-friendly haven for our group of 4. Alas, the quest proved futile, leading us to explore the realm of Airbnb. Amidst the choices, one listing stood out, the largest, boasting an abundance of rooms. Weeks later, our Uber delivered us to the doorstep of this imposing abode. Its grandeur magnified in person, igniting anticipation for the days that lay ahead. After settling into our newfound sanctuary and shaking off the weariness of our journey, the night draped the surroundings in darkness. Only Elissa and I remained awake, the other 2 having succumbed to early slumber. Despite the clock not striking late, a restless energy lingered in the air. Seizing the opportunity, Elissa suggested a nighttime exploration of the neighborhood. Eager for an adventure under the moonlit sky, I readily agreed, envisioning unique homes and undiscovered corners. Our Airbnb, a stately residence, shared its environs with equally impressive abodes. The neighborhood exuded affluence, dispelling any notion of sketchiness. Blissfully unaware, we embarked on our moonlit exploration. Passing several well-maintained houses, the street abruptly turned, revealing a stark contrast. The homes on the intersecting road were dilapidated shacks, windows shattered, mailboxes missing, and vacant signs adorning worn-out doors. A peculiar sight indeed. Intent on a brief detour, we pressed on, only to encounter a small SUV approaching with its headlights off. As it slowed and stopped beside us, the eerie encounter began. An older woman, aged between 50 and 60, rolled down the window, her bizarre motions accompanying a disconcerting smile. "You two are such a cute couple," she uttered, leaving us unnerved. Disengaging from the awkward exchange, we veered in the opposite direction, only to witness her peculiar SUV making a U-turn and heading our way again. Hurrying to our haven, the old lady's vehicle halted in front of the house. This time, her gaze lacked expression, devoid of words. Elissa hastened inside, and I followed suit, closing the door as the SUV retreated. Locking doors and checking windows became a ritual, an attempt to banish the lingering unease. Hours later, as we convinced ourselves of safety, we retired for the night, haunted by the night's bizarre encounter. The following day, we shared our unnerving experience with our friends, who too were gripped by discomfort. Deciding to confide in the Airbnb owner, we sought an early departure. Miraculously, the owner agreed to our request to cancel the 3rd day. Eager to escape the lingering unease, we immersed ourselves in the vibrant city during the day. However, as night descended, our trepidation resurfaced. En route back to the Airbnb, a text from the owner disrupted our uneasy calm. It contained a screenshot from the Ring doorbell footage, the old lady standing outside our temporary refuge. Panic ensued, prompting us to seek refuge in a hotel parking lot, a mere couple of blocks from the ominous house. The owner, acting swiftly, summoned the police. After a tense 45 minutes, we received the all-clear, albeit with a disconcerting revelation: the lady remained elusive. Returning to the house, our bags were swiftly packed, and a restless night ensued. Nothing untoward occurred overnight or the next morning, but the sleep-deprived hours were punctuated by unease. At the earliest opportunity, we vacated the premises, bound for the airport, leaving behind an unsettling episode that continues to haunt my thoughts. The incident serves as a stark reminder: always scrutinize the surroundings of your Airbnb, for the unexpected may lurk, and the consequences of ignorance could be dire.